How do you imagine the personality of a god? Soft, humble, forgiving, divine. Well, what if we paint a different picture for you? Imagine a god who is famous for adultery, illicit affairs, incest, torturing, and other such things. Can't even imagine it, right? Then here's 10 shocking facts about the very famous Zeus that change the way you look at the image of a god. So hello, and let's get started. Number 1. His father wanted to eat him. Along with his wife Rhea, Cronus killed his father Uranus and established himself as the world's ruler. The Greek goddess Gaia, who represents the earth and is the wife of Uranus, warned Cronus that one of his descendants would eventually overthrow him just as he had done with his father. Rhea and Cronus had a number of kids, but Cronus swallowed every one of them at birth. And as Rhea was ready to deliver Zeus, her 6th child, she turned to Gaia for help in coming up with a scheme to rescue him. So Zeus was secretly born in Crete by Rhea, who also concealed him there. Cronus was instead given a stone wrapped in his garments, which he swallowed. The nymph Amalthea, who was also a female goat, cared for and nursed Zeus in the cave. The Curetes, adolescent soldiers who had clashed their swords each time Zeus wailed to hide his screams, likewise guarded the baby Zeus. Number 2. He is regarded as the youngest as well as oldest of his siblings. Zeus first encountered Metis, the goddess of knowledge, while growing up in the cave and was persuaded to get revenge on his father by him. Metis also provided him with a potion to do it. Zeus posed as an Olympian cupbearer, put the poison in his father's wine, and deceived him into drinking it. Despite the fact that the poison did not kill Cronus, he threw up so much that Zeus's brothers Hades and Poseidon, as well as his sisters Hestia, Demeter, and Hera, were thrown up. Zeus is therefore seen as being the eldest brother since his brothers were subsequently disgorged from Cronus' stomach, despite the fact that he was the youngest of his siblings to be born. Number 3. Lustful addict. Zeus wed his sister Hera, the deity of women, love, marriage, and childbirth. Thus Hera ruled as the queen of the gods over Mount Olympus. Ares, Hebe, and Hephaestus are just a few of the many offspring Zeus and Hera had together. According to some sources, they also had daughters, named Eileithyia, Eris, Enyo, and Angelos. Zeus also wed his cousin Leto, one of his cousin's daughters, Dione, and another cousin's daughter Maia, in addition to his sister Demeter. And that's not all. He also married Semele, Alcmene, and Io in the future. Zeus had several sexual relationships in addition to his marriages, including a liaison with his own daughter Aphrodite. When Zeus's wife Hera learned of this, she cursed God, causing the birth of Priapus, a misshapen deity with the appearance of a penis. Zeus had intercourse with 20 mortals, including Ganymede, the prince of Troy, in addition to the gods. So to sum up, Zeus is said to have at least 57 sexual partners in all. Number 4. His first wife was turned into a fly, and he devoured her. Zeus had a relationship with a titan named Metis before he wed Hera. Everything was going well until a prophecy was delivered to Zeus that predicted one of the 2 children he would have with Metis would overpower him, just as he had done with Cronus. Zeus persuaded Metis to change into a fly so that they wouldn't have offspring, and then he ate the fly. But since Metis was carrying the child at the time, Zeus suffered a severe headache, and Athena, his daughter, took birth from Zeus's head as Hephaestus hid it to ease his headache. Sadly, nobody ever heard from Metis again. Number 5. Other ancient religions had sky gods that were similar to Zeus. In the ancient Indo-European pantheons, the sky had gods who ruled over all the other gods. The Greeks had Zeus, the Romans had Jupiter, and Hinduism had Dyaus. These gods have been employed by scholars to recreate Dyaus, the original sky deity of Proto-Indo-European religion, and they have similar yet distinct myths and abilities. While Zeus has his own mythology and legend, there aren't many tales left about Jupiter and Dyaus. It's possible that these tales have been lost, or it's also possible that in these religions, the sky deity didn't have a significant impact on the devotees' daily lives. Number 6. He tied Ixion to a wheel that burns eternally. After killing his father, Ixion was expelled from Thessaly and outcast. Zeus offered the young guy a place to live on Mount Olympus out of compassion. Everything was great until Ixion attempted to have a sexual encounter with Hera, the wife of Zeus. So Zeus did more than simply expel Ixion from the palace after learning of Thessaly's wish. He created a cloud in the likeness of Hera, and when Ixion made love to the Hera cloud, Zeus chained him to a blazing wheel that was ordered to whirl constantly across the sky. Number 7. He brought the Olympians a victory over the Titans. Zeus traveled to Tartarus, the dungeon of pain that served as a prison when Cronus released his siblings. He unleashed the Hecatoncheires and the Cyclops after killing the guards in this location. The Cyclops gave Zeus the Thunderbolt, his weapon and most recognizable emblem, as thanks for freeing them. In the Titanomachy, also known as the Battle of the Gods, Zeus engaged Cronus and the other Titans with his siblings, the Hecatoncheires and the Cyclops. The younger generation of Olympians, commanded by Zeus, vanquished the Titans and toppled Cronus in the conflict. After then, Zeus divided the globe among his brothers by lot. Zeus assumed leadership over the skies and the air, Poseidon over the seas, and Hades over the underworld, or the realm of the dead. The three had to share the old earth since it could not be claimed. Number 8. He had Atlas carry the weight of the world on his shoulders. When Zeus was still a youthful deity, he imprisoned the majority of his elders in Tartarus, an underground prison. However, the titan Atlas was given a unique penalty. He made Atlas support the heaven on his shoulders rather than casting this muscle-bound titan into the abyss. Number 9. He cursed Sisyphus to spend eternity pushing a massive boulder up a hill. Sisyphus was the king of Ephyra, and instead of welcoming guests to his realm with elegance and grace, he trampled them underfoot. Zeus had a tantrum when he violated the Xenia, his idea of kindness and hospitality displayed to visitors and tourists. Zeus had had enough of the monarch and condemned him to spend all of the eternity pushing a rock up a hill. Every time the enormous stone reached the top of the hill, it slid back down, requiring Sisyphus to roll it back up. Number 10. He tied Prometheus to the rock so that an eagle might consume his liver. Prometheus gave humanity the gift of heat and light by stealing fire from the gods. Zeus was upset with Prometheus for his theft, but the deity was more upset that someone would disobey his commands. So he shackled Prometheus to the edge of Mount Caucasus as a form of retribution, and Zeus added a small twist to his punishment. He didn't only bind Prometheus, but each night Prometheus's liver was to be pecked out by an eagle on Zeus's command. The eagle would return and begin the process all over again when his liver recovered. And that brings us to the end of the video. So, what do you think about this god now? Let us know down in the comments below. Also, if you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. We'll see you next time around. Until then, stay mythically mad.